Hello students, my name is Vaibhav Agarwal from MyChildLearn and today we will be studying the chapter Motion and Measurement of Distance. So this chapter is a very interesting chapter and it is comprised of three words that are motion, measurement, it's a long word, and distance. So we have to study about these three words. So let us start. So what all we have to learn in this chapter are story of transport, how has transport evolved in the years, about distance, about unit, about standard unit of measurement, about conversion from one unit to another, such as converting meter to centimeter or kilometer to meters. Then we will study about development of the skill of measurement, about motion, which the chapter name contains, types of motion, what are the types of motion, various types of motion we will study. Then we move on to story of transport. So, first of all, what is transport? What is transport? Do you know the meaning of transport? Nowadays, we travel from many transports such as buses, trains, metros. All these are what? Transport. So, transport are the things through which we can go from one place to other. Now, what is the story of transport? How has transport evolved in the years? So, let us see. First, in the olden times, people used animals to go from one place to other place. They used animals to load their things, their goods. Then, evolution came further and wheel was invented. So, first of all, wheel looked like this. Then, when it further evolved, it looked like this. Then, it looked like this. And today we see this type of wheel. You have this type of wheel in your cars or scooties and the vehicle you use. Bullock cart was also a transport in the olden times. Now it is reducing at a much extent. You see, what is it? Have you seen it before? This picture? It is a steam engine. It is a steam engine. So, when there was no railways, there were no trains, there were no metros, then people used to travel through these steam engines. Basically, they were used to transport goods, but people also travel through them. So before the trains, there were steam engines. Then nowadays, steam engine evolved into trains. So these are trains. You must have seen them. You must have traveled through them. Now, what is this picture? Have you seen it before? It is a glider. It is a olden time glider. So in the olden times, gliders used to look like this. And this is a ship. You all know about ship. Ship is a water transport. So this was a story of transport. So transport started from bullock carts and that animals. Then it evolved into trains, gliders, ships, and all that we see today. You see, this is a car. This is metro. This is a plane, and this is rocket. So these are the transport of this era, this today time. Now, we move on to the topic distance. It is a very important topic, so I want you to learn it carefully. You must have heard this word before also, distance. It is a common word which we hear uh, even every day. So, what is distance? Have you ever wondered it? What is distance? So, distance is the length of the path. This word is very important. Length of the path between initial and final position. These four words are really important. Length, path, initial, and final position. So, let me explain you. It is written Delhi here and it is written Bhopal. Suppose these are two cities and they have a highway connection between them. Okay, this is a highway connection between them. This highway is used to travel from Delhi to Bhopal. Now, if I ask you what is the length of this highway, suppose you say it is 2000 kilometer. Suppose you say this, it is 2000 kilometer. Then I ask you what is the distance between Delhi and Bhopal. So what will you say? Then also you will say that distance is 2000 kilometer. But why? Why will you say it? You will say it because distance is the length of the path. So highway was the path between Delhi and Bhopal and 2000 kilometer is its length. And we have studied that distance is the length of the path. But what is the meaning of this initial and final position? So initial position means where we have started and final position means where we have ended. So we have started our journey at Delhi. So it is our initial position and we have ended our journey at Bhopal. So it is our final position. So now have you understood the meaning of distance? Now when I will ask you what is distance, can you tell it? So distance is the length of the path between initial and final position. So if anyone asks you what is distance, you will tell that the length of the path between initial and final position. Okay. Now the next topic is measurement. This is also a familiar word which you may have heard before also. So what is measurement? Let us see. You see these pictures? What are these? You see here is a blackboard, a table and a few chairs. It looks like a classroom and it is a classroom. You see a piece of cloth. It is a piece of cloth. Then you see some apples are there. You see a child is standing here and it is a height scale. What is it? A height, sorry, height scale. Now, when I ask you how much is this cloth, what will you say? Or when I ask you how much are these apples, what will you say? Or when I ask you how much is this child, then what will you say? So, what will be the answer to these questions? So, in the case of cloth, you will say it is of 5 meter or 6 meter or whatever length it is. 5 meter. Suppose it is of 6 meter. Then for apples, if I ask, then you will say they are of 2 kg or 3 kg, whatever weight do they have. Then if I ask what is how much is this child, then you will tell that he is of 4 inches or 5 inches, whatever may be his height. But how did we get to know that this cloth is 5 meter, this apples are 2 kg, and this child is of height 4 inches or 5 inches? How did we get to know this? You have measured it. You have measured the cloth with an inch tape, or you have measured these apples through a bean scale, or you have measured this child's height through a height scale. So these all tell the measurement of the item. So the cloth is of 5 meter, the apples are of 2 kg, and the child is of height 4 inches or 5 inches. Now, did you understand what is measurement? So we have measured this cloth. So its measurement is 5 meter. We measured these apples. Its measurement is 2 kg. We measured the height of the child. It is 4 inches. So, did you get an idea what is measurement? So, in this lecture, we have learned about measurement, distance, story of transport, and all these things. So, stay tuned for the next lecture. Thank you.